Mount Pleasant High School. 10-year reunion this year. So I think you all know this is Cali Wilson.
Well, I'm not very good at talking, better at singing, but happy hello to you guys. It's a Monday, so bear with me. I just want to come here and play a couple songs for y'all, possibly, and talk to you guys. I don't know if you know who I am, but I am Cali Wilson, 2009 graduate from here. I'm originally from Salem, so if there's any Salem people in here, there's not very many of us, but Salem is a very, very tiny community. If you haven't been there, I'm sure y'all have, but I have a lot of pride coming from that part of Iowa because our community is so tight and so dedicated, and the journey that I took on The Voice this season really showed me that. And if I didn't know that before, I sure know it now. From Salem to Mount Pleasant to all of Iowa. You guys have been incredible. You guys have followed my journey. I thank you guys personally for watching me and rooting for me and possibly voting for me if you guys voted for me. If you guys didn't vote for me, it's okay. There's so many talented people on that show, and I had such a good time. I had a good run. I made it to top 13, and that's out of 40,000 people that auditioned this season. So I don't think 13 out of 40,000 is too bad. So coming from a town of what, like 380 people, I didn't expect to be on national TV, and then playing sports in this gym and PE and all sorts of stuff, and then just going to high school here. I never expected something like that because from where we're from. It's such a small community, but there's so much talent here. So I just want you all to know, if you guys work hard and go where opportunity takes you, and take chances and push past your fear, that's the biggest thing, is pushing past that fear. Because on the other side of that fear leads opportunity, knowledge, power, strength, confidence. That's the biggest thing. I auditioned for season 12 of The Voice back in 2016, and I got a no. And what changed in the 3 years between season 12 and season 17 was just confidence and knowing myself and knowing what I was willing to work for. And I'm not the best singer. Obviously, I'm not the best singer. I'm not the best writer. But I take pride in the fact that I'm willing to work hard every single day to improve. I'm always learning something new. Always improving. So, if you push past that fear, you're gonna learn a bunch of stuff. Whether you fail or you succeed, you're gonna learn so much stuff. And I know I've had people when I'm sitting where you're sitting, I've had people come in here and talk about this stuff, but it really is not cheesy, it's not cliche, guys, it really is for real. Because I'm living proof of that. I was sitting where you're sitting. I was a part of the school. I never could have imagined I was gonna be on TV. I couldn't tell you that I was gonna be coached by a superstar, Blake Shelton, and he was gonna sit there and mentor me and be kind to me and be genuine. The most successful people in this music industry, in any industry, are the kindest. So if you're a genuine human, you're kind, and you're talented, and you work hard, you're gonna succeed. So be kind to each other, smile, say hi, because that leaves a lasting impact on people. Just like when I'm on that stage, right? I'm singing a song, people are smiling, some people maybe like move to tears or something. That's leaving a lasting impact on somebody. You guys could do that every day, just by being kind to one another. So, push past the fear, work hard, because I'm telling you, it pays off. I never, ever thought I was going to be top 13 when I got a no for season 12. And then season 17 rolls around and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll audition again. Maybe I'll try it one more time. The worst they can do is say no. And I've heard that before. I know what's past that fear because I've done it. And I got a yes. And then I kept getting yeses. And that feels good when you're working hard for what you want and you get yeses because of that hard work. And you improve every day. And I watched my voice grow so much over the last few months. I thought I was at my peak. I thought, I can't get any better than what I am right now. I'm the singer that I'm supposed to be. And boom. I did the show. I improved every day. I opened my heart and listened to my coach, listened to my vocal coaches. Learning is so important, and you never, ever stop doing it. So keep your eyes open, keep your hearts open, keep your ears open. Know that no matter where you go after this, you're gonna keep learning and keep growing, and that's okay. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get no's. If I quit after season 12, I would have never made it to the top 13. I would have said, oh, well, I got a no, so they don't want me. But I did it anyways, and look where it got me. So don't let a couple no's get in the way of working hard and improving. 3 short years, and I made it to where I am. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me, but that's okay, because I know I can do it, because I pushed past that fear. I know what's ahead. All right, now I'm gonna get off my soapbox. So, do you want me to use this mic, or?
Yeah. Might as well.
It's hard to do this with one hand.
Can you get it on there? I can't do it. It doesn't fit like that. You gotta push it. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. I didn't want to break it. She could use this other one. Okay. Perfect. Stop it for a minute, Ruth. On her Ruth. I keep calling her
A little tall. So, I'm just curious, just for reference, how many of you knew who I was before I walked, like, in this gym right now? It's quite a bit of you. Thank you. So, I was coached by Blake Shelton. And he, as a going away present, took me into the stage after the show on Tuesday night, after I was eliminated, after I got a no. That's okay. and he gave me this guitar. And he said, write some hits on it. You're gonna be fine. You know how this all works. The music industry is weird. And he gave me some really good encouragement. And I mean, he gave me a guitar, so it's kind of cool, right? And it works. Yes. So I'm gonna sing you guys a couple of songs, and I'm gonna stop preaching to you guys because I know how it feels to be in high school and have somebody stand in front of you and say a lot of cool stuff that maybe you're just like, it's a Monday. So I'm gonna sing you a song that I sang on the show. It's called Butterflies. Hope you guys like it. So you have to start in the right key. So I'm gonna start that over just a little bit. I was just coasting, never really going anywhere. Got up in a web, I was getting kinda used to staying there. Out of the blue, I fell for you. And you lifted me up, still holding me down, still in my heart, still in my crowd. Untangled all the strings by my wings that were tied. I didn't know her, I didn't know me. Now I'm songs out of reach. Now I remember what it feels like to flood. You give me butterflies. You give me butterflies. Never really going anywhere. So imagine how nervous I was seeing that on live television in front of Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend. No big deal, right? Not something that I ever thought I was gonna do when I was sitting in this gymnasium. Crazy. Crazy. And Gwen told me I was pretty, so I'm gonna put that on my resume. It's probably gonna go on my tombstone later on. So Gwen Stefani told me I was pretty. That's like, pretty much makes the whole thing worth it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna sing you a song that I wrote. And part of the reason why I moved down to Nashville 3 years ago was to be around people that were better than me at songwriting. So I can improve, because if you're in the room with someone better than you, you either have to raise your level or you're just gonna give up. And I'm not the give up type. So I knew that it was going to raise my level and make me a better songwriter. So I wrote this song with a guy named Casey Timmer and a guy named Jason Duke, and they both have singles like Listen Ballerini, so they know what a good song is. They know how to get on the radio. So this song is called Say It First, and I'm thinking it's going to be my next single, so you guys are actually going to hear it before everybody else. So that's kind of cool. So this is called Say It First. 3 months, 6 days, 7 hours, ain't no way I can hold it in much longer. I almost said it once or twice, think about it all the time, every day feeling stronger. Someone's gotta get the ball rolling, call where this is going, throw the truth out. Someone's gotta get shit in slow, yeah, make them feel as though so there ain't no doubt. Set the stars in the sky, set the room in our eyes. Someone's gotta find the words. Love's right there on the tip of our tongue. Who's gonna say it first? You can say it, I can say it, either way it's gonna change. Just take yourself a couple of notches. Baby, you know it's a secret that we ain't too good at keeping. If we're gonna get where we want it, oh, someone's gotta get the ball rolling, call where this is going, throw the truth out. Someone's gotta get you in slow, yeah, make them feel as though so there ain't no doubt. Set the stars in the sky, it's in the room in our eyes. Someone's gotta find the words. Oh, love's right there on the tip of our tongue. Who's gonna say it first? Someone's gotta get the ball rolling, about where this is going, throw the truth out. Someone's gotta get shit in slow, yeah, make them feel as though so there ain't no doubt. It's in the stars in the sky, it's in the room in our eyes. Someone's gotta find the words. Oh, love's right there on the tip of our tongue. Who's gonna say it first? Say it first. Say it first. I'm gonna play you a couple more if that's okay. So, like I said, with the songwriting stuff, I wanted it to be about better songwriters when I moved down to Nashville. So, I not only wanted to co-write, but I wanted to be a better songwriter on my own. So I wrote this song by myself. It's called Ups and Downs, and it's just about, you know, the ups and downs of life and how they can get you down, but the high always comes after the low. So when you're low, all you can do is go up from there. So that's what this song is about. So you say, darling, you had a hard time. See, every last kind of days that weigh on our minds. did you stay true? It's the ups and downs show us what life is about. Oh, and the highs come after the lows, lows come after the highs. Yes, it all goes around, it's the ups and downs. It all goes around, it's the ups and downs. When the clouds begin to disappear, you'll see you've got all you need. When that storm rolls in again, with the strength you found within, you won't lose the forest behind the trees. It's the ups and downs to show us what life is about. Oh, and the highs come after the lows, lows come after the highs. It all goes around, it's the ups and downs. It all goes around, it's the ups and downs. Highs come after the lows, lows come after the highs. Highs come after the lows, lows come after the highs. Highs come after the lows, lows come after the highs. The ups and downs to show us what life is about. Oh, and the highs come after the lows, lows come after the highs. And so it all goes around, it's the ups and downs. It all goes around, it's the ups and downs. Okay, y'all. So this is probably one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It helps me get over really bad times in Nashville. I felt very alone. I felt very sorry for myself. And I had some hard stuff happen in my life. I lost some friends. And that happens in life. But for me, songwriting is always a therapy, and I take it and I put that pain or whatever I'm feeling into a song, and it feels better, and it feels powerful to sing it after that, because I know I've gotten over something huge just by writing that 3-minute song. And that has come with so much practice and so much learning that I did when I first moved out to Nashville. So this song is called New Colors. It's one of my favorite songs, like I said, I've ever written. So I hope you guys like it. It's just about seeing life in a new light after something big happens to you, and knowing that that's okay, and knowing that you're gonna face pain and struggle and all that stuff, but knowing that you're gonna turn out okay at the end of it. So that's why I wrote this song. It's called New Colors. There was a time I dressed in black, more than everything I used to be. Now I've stepped out of the blue, from my eyes more than 2020. Now I'm a little bit older, another shade of gray. I lost myself so many times, but I always come back again. And I watch the sunrise for the last time on the Tennessee sky. I let it all go up in smoke, burning in the sunlight. This isn't the end of heartache, and I know there may be others. Now I see it all in new colors. I see you haven't changed a bit. Telling everybody I did you wrong. Green never looked that good on you. But we both ended up where we belong. Now watch the sunrise on the last time on the Tennessee sky. I let it all go up in smoke, burning in the sunlight. This isn't the end of heartache, and I know there may be others. Now I see it all in new colors. I watch the sunrise for the last time on the Tennessee sky. I let it all go up in smoke, burning in the sunlight. This isn't the end of heartache, and I know there may be others. Now I see it all in new. Yeah, I see it all in new colors. I mean, that's pretty much it for me as far as the singing goes. I could talk more, but I don't think anybody wants me to do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I'll put you on this one.
I'll turn.
I'll turn. I think is this mic one?
Did you turn my guitar down? So yes, I did.
Callie? All right. Callie, I'm going to steal the first question. I've waited almost 10 years to ask you this, but I have a better question now.
Okay.
In high school, you did one musical performance, and that was Grease as a senior. And I read, as you were going along, about how you were afraid. How did you overcome it? Because I think that's important for these guys.
Yeah,
So,
growing up, I loved singing, but it was funny because if one of my friends found out that I could sing, they were mind blown. I wasn't in choir, I wasn't in band, and it was because I was afraid of being on stage. And for me, the guitar helped the most. I started playing guitar when I was 15, 16 years old, and I taught myself, and it gave me something else to focus on, and it was kind of my little buddy on stage. And then I stopped caring about, possibly messing up, because I had that on stage to kind of comfort me, and that guitar was with me the whole time. So when I tried out for that musical, and honestly, I kind of did it on a whim, and I walked in, and Mr. Q was the director, and I can't remember, I think Mr. D was in the room as well. But I started singing and nobody knew I could sing because I was so afraid. I had just run away from music and I didn't take advantage of the opportunities that were presented to me here. So I sang in that and I got a part. And then I was like, well, I rather like being on stage and I don't have to have a guitar because this is what I love to do.
And you killed it, by the way.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So, I do have something to kind of talk about before we get into questions or anything like that. I do have a homecoming event tonight. I understand it's a school night, and I understand it's a Monday night. You guys probably have some events, and that's okay. But if you guys find yourself free tonight, Salem is only a tiny drive away, and we have a live auction, a soup supper, and I'm going to be playing some songs, more songs that I played here today. And I just want to be able to meet everybody that wants to meet me, and I want to tell them thank you, give them hugs, give them a handshake, take pictures, sign things. If you guys want me to sign things. But if you guys find yourself free tonight, please come to this event. It's free, so I know it's on a high school budget. It's free, and you just come and you listen to music, and it won't go too late. But I'll have CDs. I have original music out right now on Spotify, Apple Music, and iTunes. I know you guys probably have Spotify, Apple Music. So the biggest thing that y'all can do is, if you liked what you heard today, listen to my music. Because the music industry is so crazy and so hard. It's so difficult to break through and make a decent living and make this into a career. And it's because of listeners like you that support my music that I'm able to do things like this, come up here and play music, or do the voice, or go on tour. So that starts by just simply adding me to your Spotify playlist or something. So, and that goes for every little tiny musician out there. If you find someone that nobody knows about, spread the word about it. But yeah, homecoming event tonight. Parade starts at 4:30. Everything kind of starts around 5. I personally am carrying around a University of Iowa degree, and I feel better down in Nashville knowing that I have that with me. That was a pact that I made with my family that I was going to get before I pursued music, because education for me, I enjoyed school for the most part. There's some things in school I didn't enjoy, but that's life. But I have that University of Iowa degree to fall back on, to know, to have that knowledge that I learned in college. It helps me. It helps me through the business aspect of music. It helps me talking to people. It helps me right now. If I didn't have speech classes, I'd be in a world of hurt right now. I mean, I'm already nervous as it is. I'm probably sweating a little bit. That's no lie. But my college degree has really helped me with everything, every aspect of music. Not just the business, not just anything like that. So really take in as much knowledge as you possibly can, guys, because it really does help, and I'm living proof of that. So, anyways, if you guys have questions.
Tell them where it's at.
Oh,
I'll tell them. Okay.
If you have questions, come on down. Save the old back room downstairs. You might trip.
Did they reach out to you to have you on, or do you have to ask them to be on the show kind of thing?
So like the auditioning process or anything like that?
Yeah, like how did you get the opportunity?
Yeah, so personally for me, they do have open calls and all sorts of stuff. So like they'll have an open, what they call a cattle call. So that's where the hundreds and hundreds of people come and line up, and then they each get a turn to sing in front of the producers. I got the opportunity, based on the hard work that I put into my YouTube channel, to bypass that process and go to a private audition, which is the second phase of the cattle call. So you go to the cattle call, you sing in front of the producers, and they say, okay, we want you to go to this private audition. So I got to bypass that and go to the private audition and sing in front of casting producers. And they told me whether or not they wanted me to be in the blinds. So, after that nervousness, they said, okay, we want you to come to LA. We want you to do a blind audition. Are you okay with that? And I said, it was a lot more than I expected. I didn't really expect to get a yes. I got 3 yeses on the blind audition. I had John Legend, Gwen Stefani, Blake Shelton all turn around for me, and that was a dream. I pretty much blacked out, I think. I don't really remember too much about being on stage. But yeah, so it was a pretty big process, a lot of moving parts, but for the most part, it's just putting yourself out there, and if they ask you to go, and you don't go, then you don't know what happens. You don't know what's gonna happen. So that was an opportunity that was presented to me, and I took it, and it turned out really well for me. Some people didn't turn a chair, but that's okay, because they took that opportunity. So, yeah.
Before you sang, were you nervous that they were better than you and that you want to maybe play when they win a turn?
Yeah, so are you talking about the other contestants?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to know a lot of the contestants through the process. We stayed in a hotel, and we all got to know each other. And yeah, I mean, I'm not the best singer. I'm not the best singer to grace that voice stage, nor will I ever be. But music is so subjective, and everybody likes a different kind of music. So for me, it's thinking about what kind of unique factor and special factor I can bring in. And I know that nobody else can sing like me. They may be better technically, but no one else has what I have, because I embrace what makes me special. So I was nervous, but at the same time, you just kind of have to embrace and be confident in yourself and know that you are there for your own reasons and not for everybody else.
Caleb Brooks. I'm your biggest fan. And what was it like working with Blake Shelton on the show?
Blake's just a good guy. I can't explain him any other way. He cracks jokes, but he cares about every single one of his team. From the very beginning on. So he cares about what you feel like in the process, and it can kind of get a little overwhelming, especially when you have cameras on you all the time, and you have to do interviews upon interviews, and then you meet people that you never thought you were going to meet. I met Darius Rucker, Taylor Swift, and it can get overwhelming, and you kind of live in a bubble. So he's really good at reminding you why you're there, and reminding you why you're special, and why he turned his chair for you, and why you're there. So he's a really great guy. He's just a genuine human being, and he's really good at being a mentor.
Right there.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I would have a question. What was your favorite part about being on The Voice?
Being on The Voice? Yeah. My favorite part about being on The Voice, I loved singing on stage. And that kind of solidified my thoughts on where I'm going to go with my career and what I wanted to do. Before I started The Voice, I thought maybe I was just going to do the songwriting thing and be good with that. But after being on that stage, after being on that stage and singing in front of so many people and coaches that I look up to musically, that solidified my place as an artist and helped me realize who I am as an artist. And I think that was my favorite part, along with the friendship that I made from all the other contestants. I made some of my lifelong friends just by being open to the opportunity and getting to know these other special artists. So, yeah.
Who inspired you to keep continuing to sing?
It's my mom inspired me to continue singing. She's the one that got me singing in the first place. But I think just myself and knowing that I really wanted this really bad, and I was willing to work hard, and having people in my corner like my mom and my girlfriend and my family and my friends, knowing that they support me throughout this whole experience, good and bad, voice or no voice. I think, that's probably the biggest part.
Getting a little dry.
All right, you got a question?
Can you sing Someone You Loved?
Sing someone you love. Song.
I don't know if I know that one. Someone you loved.
Who doesn't?
I don't know if I know that one. I'm sorry.
Why did you choose Team Blake?
Why did yes. So, Team Blake. Blake was my first choice going into the blinds. But of course, you have to think, if I'm lucky enough to get one chair turn, that's good enough for me. And I got 3, and it was really difficult in the moment, even though I didn't think it was going to be, because Blake was my first choice. I had friends in the past, so when I tried out for season 12, I made a friend named Lauren Dusky, who played second on that show that year. And she talked about how amazing Blake was, coach-wise, mentor-wise, and he really gave her solid advice and helped her along the way, and he stays in contact with his team even after they leave the show. So for me, I just feel like Blake and I meshed really well personally and professionally, and I just felt like he just got me as an artist. He just knew. And it didn't hurt that he knew where Salem, Iowa was, that's for sure.
What's next?
What's next? So, the main reason why we're having this event, one of the main reasons, is to kind of kickstart funding for my next project. Music is expensive, and I work a full-time job down in Nashville, and I took about 6 months off of work for this voice TV show, and so for me getting back into it and making ends meet, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with putting in the hard work, but sometimes I've talked to a lot of artists about crowdfunding and involving their fans and supporters in projects, and I did it for my first EP, and it was an amazing success, and I got to involve the people that were going to listen to that album. And they got to be right there in the trenches with me, knowing where that money was going, what it was funding, what I was doing in the studio at the time. They got to have an all-access pass. So it was cool to involve my fans and supporters and all of that. So that's what I'm trying to do with this event tonight. I have those songs that I just played for y'all. I have plenty more. I've been songwriting in Nashville for 3 years, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to put out another project I can be proud of, and that represents me as an artist right now, because as an artist you grow and you change every day, and from 1 year to the next you're not going to be the same. That's why you see Taylor Swift is a perfect example of this. Taylor Swift started in country music, and she's grown and evolved her art to the point where she's at right now. Mega star right now. Nicest person, by the way. But she's a mega star, and she knows who she is as an artist, and that continually changes, but who she is as an artist doesn't. Her art may change, and that's okay, because you're growing and changing every day. So that's the main reason why I'm having this event, because of what's next and because of my big plans for a new project.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
So, when you come up with your song lyrics and you wrote all this stuff down, how do you figure out how the music is going to sound with it? What do you work with? Who do you work with to figure that out? Because you can write great lyrics, but how do you know how to put the sound with it?
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, over the last few years, I've really tried to hone my skills on that, because that was one of my weakest aspects, is putting lyrics to the right kind of music. So I think that comes with time and practice and knowing the kind of sound you want for the specific song that you're writing, whether it be a sad or that slow song, or a happy song, or a medium tempo song. I have a great group of songwriters and producers that I work with in Nashville that know way more than I do. My producer Luke is fantastic at that, so if I don't know the direction of the song melodically, I'll go in and be like, hey, help. And that's totally fine to ask for help. It's fine to ask for help from professionals that know more than you. And then that way you learn and grow too. Yeah.
Excellent. We have one more question. All right.
Gather the thoughts.
Are you happy where you are now?
I'm very happy, yes. I had a real good run on that show. It was really hard to get to that point. You know, I went from one of 40,000 to 48 making teams, to 32, to 20, to 13. So that in itself is a big accomplishment, and that is a testament to how hard that show is and how hard you have to work and the kind of ethic that you have to provide. the show, you know, the crew and Blake and all the rest of the coaches, the music department, the band, they all put in their best work every day, so you have to come ready. You have to come prepared every day to that set and give it your best shot every time. So.
Okay, with that, how about a huge thank you and welcome. Cali has agreed to stick around a little bit, and if you have questions, you can stay here, ask questions, meet and greet. Thank you.